It's 10 totally random questions from a confidence round recorded live at RT Rogers Brewing in Sierra Madre, California. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out my show. It's a cloudy Saturday here after a bunch of sunny days in a row in Southern California, and I'm recording this episode that's going up later today. And this is a confidence round. It's 10 totally random questions, and I end all of my trivia nights with these rounds. We just got done doing a confidence round week, where last week every episode was all about different confidence rounds. So if you liked last week's episodes, you will like today's episode. If you want to play along at home, you're going to write down the answers to the 10 questions. And then you're going to rank them 10 to 1 based on how confident you are in the answers being correct. 10 is the highest, 1 is the lowest, and you have to use each number one time. So it's a total of 55 points available, and I close all my live trivia nights out with this very round, which I lifted from yesiamshow.biz, a company I worked for in Chicago back in 2010. Shout out to Tony Valley. Also sending my love and prayers to Greg Boysen and the late Jill Doherty. So sorry for your loss, Greg, and Jill, I will miss you so very much. Jill was one of the very first people who told me good job after hosting one of the first trivia nights I hosted ever. And we unfortunately lost Jill this past week. So again, my heart goes out to Greg Boysen and Jill's family and everybody in Chicago who was touched by her bright smile and her disposition, which was very infectious when you walked into a bar or a party and she came over and gave you a big hug. She was also a lover of pugs. So she posted a lot of awesome pictures of her and all her different pug pet dogs. So Jill, I will miss you dearly. Today's episode, like I said, totally random questions recorded in Sierra Madre, California. Not far from Sierra Madre, I just hosted a big Game of Thrones trivia night, which went really well. That was last night, and we had 33 tickets sold, which seems like kind of a small crowd, but it's not a huge place. They hold about 70, and the whole place was full with people, but half the people that were there were kind of just watching and kind of playing along with themselves, but they didn't want to participate in the actual ticketed version of the game because we had all these prizes. We were giving away all this stuff. I had the Game of Thrones Oreos, which people seem to really enjoy, and I opened a pack so people could come up if they subscribe to the podcast and grab an Oreo if they wanted to try one. And we also gave away 3 closed packs for players and the top 3 teams. So that worked out really well. And it was a very close game. The first place team had 105 points. Second place had 104. And third place was a tie for 103. So very close game overall. And special thanks to my friends Jim Fields and Simon Time Trivia in Florida and my friend Phil Farda over on the East Coast. And I'm thanking them because they sent me so many great questions to choose from. I put on Facebook, does anybody have any good Game of Thrones questions this week? I'm doing an event, and everybody kind of stood and delivered. So thank you guys so much for donating some great questions to help make my night so much better. And there were certain rounds that I think were really made complete by your additions to what I had already planned. So thank you. And thank you guys for listening to this show and telling your friends, your family members, and your coworkers about it. People are reaching out to me and going, hey, I just found the show. Hey, I'm taking a road trip and I stumbled across it. Hey, I'm coming to visit in California and I want to come to a live show. So all the purposes of the podcast are in full motion, and that's thanks to listeners just like you. Thank you so much for helping me spread the word. Okay, we're going to jump into today's episode. It's all about the confidence round. 10 totally random questions. Let's see how many of these you can get out of 55 points. Here we go. Here we go with the confidence round. This is the last round of the night. Write down all your answers, ranking them 1 through 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. Here's number 1. Webster's Dictionary came out in the early 19th century. What was Webster's first name? Number 1, what was Webster's first name of Webster's Dictionary fame? Number 1.
I know this one.
Question number 2. Littlefinger on Game of Thrones, Aidan Gillen, ruled as Baltimore's mayor on what other HBO show? Number 2. Littlefinger on Game of Thrones, Aidan Gillen, ruled as Baltimore's mayor on what other HBO show? Round 5, the confidence round. Number 3, what 10-letter adjective describes plants or people that are native to a particular region? Number 3, what 10-letter adjective describes plants or people that are native to a particular region. Number 3. Question number 4. 2013's Blackfish was a documentary about the treatment of what creature? Number 4. Blackfish in 2013 was a doc about the treatment of what creature? Number 5 on your list. If you had 2 grosses of eggs, how many eggs would you have in total? Number 5. If you had 2 grosses of eggs, how many eggs would you have in total? Number 5. 2 grosses. Question number 6. What Olympic women's sporting event object weighs 8.8 pounds? Number 6. What Olympic women's sporting event object weighs 8.8 pounds? Number 6. Number 7. The solid parts of blood, the red and white blood cells and platelets, are suspended in what liquid portion? Number 7. The solid parts of blood, the red and white blood cells and platelets, are suspended in what liquid portion? Number 7. Here comes number 8. 2015 was the 25th anniversary of what group's album called Fear of a Black Planet? Number 8. 2015 was the 25th anniversary of what group's album called Fear of a Black Planet? Number 8. Question number 9. In a Cameron Crowe movie, Orlando Bloom returns to what Kentucky place? Number 9. In a Cameron Crowe movie, Orlando Bloom returns to what Kentucky place?
Yes.
And the last question of the night, confidence round number 10. In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and her friends encountered a field of what flowers that made them fall asleep? Last question of the night, no bonus on this round. Number 10, in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and her friends fall asleep from what flowers? That's the end of the last round of the night, confidence round. We'll be right back with the answers and the winners. Here we go, everybody. The answers to the last round of the night. Did you guys have a good time playing trivia? I love it. Thanks for playing at RT Rogers here in Sierra Madre, the only brewery in Sierra Madre, California. Every Thursday, 8 to 10 for over a year. Number 1, Webster's Dictionary came out in the early 19th century. What was Webster's first name? Noah. Noah Webster. Number 2, Littlefinger on Game of Thrones is Aidan Gillen. Ruled as Baltimore's mayor on what other HBO show? The answer was The Wire. Number 3, what 10-letter adjective describes plants or people that are native to a particular region? Indigenous. Indigenous. Number 4, 2013's Blackfish was about an orca or killer whale. Number 5, if you had 2 grosses of eggs, that's 144 times 2 for 288 eggs. Number 6, what Olympic women's sporting event object weighs 8.8 pounds? A shot put. Number 7, the solid parts of blood, the red and white blood cells and platelets, are suspended in plasma. You can donate it. Number 8, 2015 was the 25th anniversary of what group's album called Fear of a Black Planet? Public Enemy. Number 9, in a Cameron Crowe movie, Orlando Bloom returns to what Kentucky place? Elizabethtown. Second movie I took my wife to see a date on in 2005. It's a pretty bad movie. Our first date was Jarhead with Jake Gyllenhaal. Very weird date movie.
You got a second date after that?
And third thing, we started talking on MySpace. Number 10. In The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and her friends encountered a field of poppies that made them fall asleep. Poppies. Those were your answers to the confidence round. We'll find out who won in just a second. There it was, a good old-fashioned confidence round to close out this week. Today is Saturday, so I guess Saturday is the end of the week, right, officially, and then Sunday starts the new week, so we just closed it out strong. Hopefully you had fun answering these questions, and again, thanks to Phil, Simon Time, and Jim for donating some great Game of Thrones questions for me that I got to use just last night for a great event at Ogopogo Brewing in San Gabriel, California. We'll be back there again soon. Probably the soonest thing we'll do there is bingo on Friday nights in May. You can come play that. Check out my website for all the info, triviawithbuds.com. Also, next special event will be in Upland, California at Last Name Brewing on May 31st. If you like Harry Potter and live out this way, or will be traveling out this way, May 31st, Friday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Harry Potter trivia at Last Name Brewing. Tickets are $10, and the event just went live on my website. I've been putting flyers up around my hood and dropping them off at break rooms at different stores at this outdoor mall called Victoria Gardens. My wife goes, what if you went to stores and then you said, hey, can you put this up in your break room? And everybody I've done that to is like, yeah, everyone will love this. And they go and hang it up immediately. So very cool idea. Thank you, Ash. And thank you to anybody who has been helping me pimp the show out. And it's not even for another month yet. Appreciate it. You can buy tickets at triviawithbuds.com. Just click down to events and you'll find a fun Harry Potter event that you can click on. And I'm going to make a cool banner that will be right at the top of the website that's like, hey, looking for Harry Potter tickets? Click here. So be on the lookout for that. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Happy Easter. Bye-bye.